Okay, thank you. We will start from the first topic about this session about smart sensor technology and development for implementation in industry by Prof. Dr. Engineering Kuwat Triyana, M.Si, Faculty of Mathematics and Natural Science, Universitas Gadjah Mada. This session will be led by our moderator, a lecturer from the Agroindustry Technology Department, Mr. Anggoro Cahyo Sutartiko, STP, MP, PhD. Before that, I will read the amazing CV of Mr. Anggoro first. Okay, so Mr. Anggoro is the lecturer of Department of Agroindustrial Technology, Faculty Agricultural Technology, Universitas Gadjah Mada. And the education, the Bachelor in Agroindustrial Technology, Universitas Gadjah Mada, then Master in Agroindustrial Technology, Universitas Gadjah Mada, Doctoral in Quality Plant Product, Goethe Universitat Göttingen, Germany. And the affiliate, the first is Agro-Industry Technology Professional Association of Indonesian Food Technology Expert, National Standardization Society, Indonesian Economic Association, and German Alumni Food Network. The employment history is 2005 is UGM lecturer until now, 2014 until 2020, Head of Quality Analysis and Standardization Laboratory, 2016 until 2020, Secretary of the Department of Agro-Industrial Technology of Development and Cooperation, 2021 until now, Head of the UGM Agro-Industrial Technology Master Study Program, 2002 until now, the Chairman of the Yogyakarta German Alumni Association. Without waiting any longer, to Mr. Anggoro Cahyo, the time is yours.
Thank you, Mas Albertus Rian Anthony. Is my voice audible?
Yes.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. For our speaker, Prof. Kuwat Triyana, for the student, all the participants, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Anggoro Cahyo Sukartiko, and it's an honor for me to be the moderator for this 20 session of the 5th summer course FTP UGM. And now we will have the topics about the smart sensor technology and the development for implementation in Agroindustry in Indonesia. And yeah, before we start, I would like to remind the student, the participant, to check the e-log, our learning management system, and also the Instagram for these events. Yeah. And yeah, before I start, I will read the curriculum vitae. I will introduce our speaker for this session. So the committee, could you please show the curriculum vitae of our speaker? Yeah. Professor Dr. Kuwat Triyana is now a Dean of Faculty of Mathematics and Natural Science in Universitas Gadjah Mada. He got the undergraduate title from Faculty of Mathematics and Natural Sciences, Universitas Gadjah Mada, and got the Master in Science, Master of Science in Applied Physics from Institut Teknologi Bandung, and Doctor of Engineering from Graduate School of Engineering Science, Kyushu University of Japan. His research field and expertise is more on the chemical sensor based on quartz crystal microbalance for some application, electronic nose based on gas sensor array and machine learning model for the healthcare, for the veterinary application, and also for other application such as food halal and safety, plant disease detection, narcotic and drug abuse detection, and also product authentication. The other of his research field and expertise is electronic tongue, yeah, based on potentiometric sensor array and machine learning model for some application such as food halal and safety, product authentication, and also spinal muscular atrophy detection. He got a large number of publications since 2017 until 2023, more than 100 journal articles. So yeah, very awesome as the scientist. And now I would like to greet Pak Kuwat Triyana. Selamat pagi, Pak Kuwat. Good morning.
Morning, selamat pagi, Pak Anggoro.
Thank you for being our speaker in this morning. It's very nice, yeah, to hear and to get the material from your expertise, of course. Now, you will have for about 60 to 90 minutes, yeah, for presenting or for sharing your material. And after that, we will have a question and answer session.
Okay.
Yeah. And for the participant, you can also write your question in the chats, or you can also raise your hand in the second session of this summer course. Okay. So Pak Kuwat, now the time is yours, please.
Okay, thank you very much, Pak Anggoro, my neighbor. And Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone, all students and also participants. It is an honor for me to be here as a lecturer in, not exactly my field. And also thank you, Pak Anggoro, for introducing my CV. And let me to share the PowerPoint material. I'm sorry, the title is a little bit different from yours. That I think it is still relevant, but it is more general. Yeah. Then today I would like to talk about the development and application of electronic tongue for food analysis. I'm from Physics Department, Universitas Gadjah Mada, and some student and also lecturer from the faculty of some faculty in Universitas Gadjah Mada also collaborate with me, including Pak Anggoro. I think you can continue, Pak Anggoro, to make a collaboration in the future.
Thank you.
Okay. This is the outline of my talks. In this occasion, I would like to introduce some of our research in Department of Physics, and then I will focus on the working principle and application of electronic tongues. Although Pak Anggoro mentioned before that another research, my research is about electronic noise, and others chemical sensor. But today I just want to share about electronic tongues, and also this evaluation and this sensor development and other commercial product in my laboratory. Why I choose this electronic tongue? Because it is more relevant to the field of food analysis, and it is related to your field. Okay, before continuing my presentation, I want to share some short video, just 2 minutes, and I'm not sure it is also very simple. It is not electronic tongue, but it is about electronic nose for detecting COVID-19. Some in Indonesian, but I think you will be easy to understand because it is image, not sentence. Okay. I want to, yeah. Sorry, this is yeah. This is from ABC News from Australia.
Pak Kuwat, sorry, we cannot hear the
Okay.
video, yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
okay. I want to share with. Okay. Sorry.
Okay, it's okay.
I have to share the material with sound. Okay. I'm sorry.
It looks like a typical
Can you hear?
roadside breathalyzer, but instead of alcohol, it's testing for COVID-19. The simple device developed by Indonesian scientists works like an electronic nose. It can smell coronavirus in the breath and detect an infection in under 2 minutes.
Jadi pattern bagi orang yang
The sensors can read the different patterns of COVID positive and negative.
A single test can be done in 80 seconds, much faster than the standard PCR test, which can take days for a result. That speed comes at the cost of accuracy, but as infections surge, Indonesia is desperate to stop the spread.
Butuh screening.
We need screening to be done quickly to prevent people getting infected.
Indonesia has now granted a distribution permit to roll out thousands of breathalyzers in weeks to increase mass testing at hospitals, airports and public places.
In the right place, 10,000 Genos units can test 1.2 million people a day. That is the highest testing rate in the world.
The science, I think, does back it up. The question is how well it can distinguish COVID from other lung infections, for example.
Despite around 740,000 infections so far and 22,000 deaths, Indonesia has one of the lowest testing rates in the world and struggles to meet the WHO's minimum recommendation of 1,000 tests a week for every 1 million people.
Here we're comparing testing that might not be as accurate as the PCR, but it's absolutely better than nothing.
Similar devices are being developed in several countries, including Australia, the UK and Singapore. Anne Barker, ABC News.
Yeah, this is my first. I'm sorry. This is the first video, and the next one is still about
English is my second language. As a vlogger, I deal with social media a lot.
So guys,
which is
cara
actually
terbaru
fun for
hasilkan
me,
uang
but
pakai
I
AI
will
gimana
say
ini aku
sometimes
tunjukin. Ini ada
it's
website namanya
challenging. For
People
my
per
social
Hour. Ini
media,
tempat untuk bisa terima kerjaan sebagai freelancer. Tinggal sign up pakai Facebook semuanya gratis.
Pelanggan
Begitu
yang
sudah
kami
punya akun,
hormati,
bisa mulai
selamat
kerja.
datang di Kereta
Sengaja
Api
pakai artikel
Indonesia.
sebagai
Kami
kata
mohon
kunci.
perhatian
Nah, ini
Anda
yang
untuk memahami prosedur pelayanan pemeriksaan
bisa
kesehatan
1,5 juta,
menggunakan
5 jutaan. Cara kita dapat
We still hear
nah, karena kita nggak ngerti
other voice from other.
kan ya, kita tinggal copy paste apa yang diminta sama klien, terus ke chat GPT di sini. Oke, so ada chat.open.ai. Buatkan
Yeah.
Okay.
Please,
And
you may
then
continue.
I open again my presentation here. Sorry, technical problem.
It's okay.
Pelanggan yang kami hormati, selamat datang di Kereta Api Indonesia. Kami mohon perhatian Anda untuk memahami prosedur pelayanan pemeriksaan kesehatan menggunakan Gadjah Mada Electronic Nose COVID-19 atau Genos C19 bagi calon penumpang kereta api. Saat tiba di stasiun, calon penumpang wajib melakukan pendaftaran layanan pemeriksaan dengan menyertakan kode booking tiket perjalanan kereta api kepada petugas. Setelah proses verifikasi selesai, calon penumpang wajib melakukan proses pembayaran untuk mendapatkan kantong udara Genos C19. Calon penumpang dilarang untuk mengonsumsi makanan dan minuman kecuali air putih serta merokok dalam kurun waktu 30 menit sebelum melakukan pemeriksaan Genos C19. Setelah menyelesaikan proses administrasi, petugas akan menjelaskan cara pengambilan sampel napas. Calon penumpang akan diminta untuk melakukan 3 kali proses pengambilan dan pembuangan napas dengan cara menghirup napas melalui hidung dan dibuang melalui mulut. Saat proses menghirup napas yang ketiga, napas dihembuskan ke kantong udara hingga terisi penuh. Hasil pemeriksaan akan keluar dalam waktu 3 menit. Jika hasilnya negatif, calon penumpang dapat melakukan perjalanan menggunakan kereta api serta tetap mengikuti protokol kesehatan yang telah ditetapkan. Jika hasilnya positif, kami akan mengembalikan biaya tiket sebesar 100% dan menganjurkan untuk segera melakukan pemeriksaan lebih lanjut. Terima kasih telah mempercayakan Kereta Api Indonesia sebagai moda transportasi yang setia.
Okay, then another, two short videos illustrate about our innovation product in our labs. It is related to the COVID-19 detection. Actually, it is not detect directly the virus, but it is the effect, detect the effect of a virus metabolism in our body. So in this case, the genus is not detect the virus directly, but detect the volatile organic compound resulting from metabolic mechanism between our body and virus. And right now we have sold about 5,000 machines, and due to the coronavirus is already stopped, I think. And then we changed the application of this 5,000 machine to be machine for detecting another disease. I mean, right now we focus on clinical trial in detection of infection of baby and also for pneumonia, and we also a clinical trial for cervical cancers. Yeah, this is also very important in Indonesia and other parts. We also doing a clinical trial for tuberculosis detection in Papua and other places, but at this moment, all clinical trial is still in progress. So hopefully, using the same machine, we can use for another disease detection. So I think it is one of our innovation in my lab in Department of Physics, Universitas Gadjah Mada. It is about electronic noise, but we are also working on electronic tongue, as mentioned by the moderator, Pak Anggoro, that I want to share also the short video, but it is for halal detection. Halal detection means just to differentiate the material. It is come from pork and other animal. Let me open the.
Jangan biarkan istirahat anak terganggu.
Ngapet, nggak bisa nap.
Sorry, this is an Indonesian, but
Siapa yang tidak suka menyantap beragam kuliner dunia? Tiap negara memiliki cita rasa masakan yang otentik dan menjadi ciri khas, mulai dari bumbu kaya rasa hingga bahannya. Terkadang kita tidak tahu bahan atau bumbu apa yang dipakai. Nah, seorang dosen fisika FMIPA Universitas Gadjah Mada, Yogyakarta menciptakan sebuah alat yang mampu mendeteksi rasa dan bahan campuran makanan. Teknologi ini dinamakan electronic tongue atau ELTO.
Tidak semua lidah manusia itu bisa diterapkan di lapangan misalnya untuk mendeteksi sampel yang beracun. Nah, kalau lidah kita kan bisa elektronik. Jadi ide aslinya itu seperti itu. Atau mendeteksi narkotik. Nah itu kan tidak mungkin kita lakukan dengan lidah manusia. Sehingga ide itu yang kemudian kita tuangkan menjadi bentuk elektronik seperti ini.
Diklaim sebagai lidah elektronik terkecil, alat ini memiliki 18 sensor membran pengecap artifisial yang mengacu cara kerja sensor rasa pada lidah. Tidak hanya mampu membedakan rasa, penelitian yang dimulai tahun 2016 ini juga mampu mendeteksi keaslian dan kualitas sebuah bahan hingga kehalalan sebuah makanan. Ada 3 jenis gelatin sudah saya siapkan, ada gelatin sapi, ada gelatin ikan, ada juga gelatin babi. Nah, saya sudah siapkan juga ini. Wah, ini sudah dibantu juga. Ini sudah gelatin ini sudah dicampur dengan air suling yang murni, kemudian dipanaskan hingga 40 menit. Nah, sekarang kalau bisa dilihat, warnanya sudah hampir serupa. Karena memang gelatin ini apabila sudah dicampur dengan masakan atau makanan, itu tidak ada bau, tidak ada rasa, dan teksturnya relatif sama. Jadi sulit dibedakan. Nah, saya akan mentes keakuratan dari lidah elektronik ini, apakah bisa mendetek mana yang halal atau mana yang haram. Nah, nomor 1 untuk gelatin sapi, nomor 2 untuk gelatin ikan, nomor 3 untuk gelatin babi. Yuk. Pengoperasian alat ini pun cukup mudah. Sampel produk yang akan dideteksi cukup dilarutkan dengan air atau alkohol. Kemudian, sensor dicelupkan ke dalam sampel selama 1 hingga 2 menit. Data kemudian diproses dengan Artificial Intelligence khusus ELTO, Torsi Analytical Tool, yang kemudian ditampilkan dalam beragam bentuk dan warna yang telah diklasifikasikan.
Ini tadi sampel yang sudah kita uji dengan alat ini, dengan elektronik tongue, ya, data lidah elektronik. Dan ini data yang sudah kita peroleh dari hasil pengujian yang diulang sebanyak 30 kali.
Ini keakuratannya berapa persen?
Ini yang kita peroleh dari sini, akurasi itu mencapai 98 sampai 100%.
Pertanyaannya, dengan akurasi 98 sampai 100%, dari 3 sampel, nomor 1, 2, 3, yang haram dikonsumsi buat Mbak Isma dan saya, itu yang nomor berapa?
Yang tidak boleh dikonsumsi itu yang dari babi, di sini dilambangkan dengan titik-titik kotak-kotak warna biru, itu adalah yang nomor 3.
Nomor 3?
Iya.
Jawaban Anda, Mbak Isma dan teman-teman, benar. Selamat. Sejumlah mahasiswa pasca sarjana dan doktoral ikut mengembangkan teknologi ini agar lebih ringkas dan juga lebih murah.
Paling kita cita-citakan lagi adalah untuk diagnostik suatu penyakit. Itu juga sangat prospek karena ke depan mestinya.
Yeah, this is an example of our research innovation in Department of Physics. So all of you students who are interested in this research, you can join me together with your lecture, and we can create something to build some application, especially in food analysis and agricultural technology. Okay, let me see to continue my presentations. This is a kind of application of electronic tongues. electronic tongue, you know that they are the versatile tools in the field of food analysis, enabling accurate and objective assessment of taste and flavor attribute. You can see here that a lot of application in electronic tongue, like in food product, including quality or freshness of the food product and the origin and the authentication of the food product, and process monitoring and some food processing and adulteration and contamination of food and so on. But another application, of course, we can apply the electronic tongue, in water quality assessment, and also in pharmaceutical for herbal medicines and biomedical. We also possible to make a biological fluid detection and safety, of course, for environmental and also national safety. So the application extreme across quality controls, safety monitoring, product development, authentication, verification, even environment analysis. This is some example of the electronic tongues. And some application I want to show you here that the first application of electronic tongue, including the quality control and authentication. Sorry, I want to minimize this. Okay. Yeah, the first one is the quality control and authentication. Electronic tongues can evaluate the taste and flavor of food product, and that helping to ensure consistent quality and authenticity. So by analyzing the taste profile, they can detect variation, defects, or alteration in food and beverage, allowing manufacturers to maintain high quality product. The second application of electronic tongues is food safety monitoring. It can identify the potential contaminants, spoilage, or degradation in food, and their ability to detect subtle change in taste can help in early detection of microbial growth. So chemical contaminant and also spoilage, ensuring food safety and reducing the risk of consuming unsafe product. This is a second possible application of electronic tongue. The third one is about beverage analysis. For example, the electronic tongues are extensively used in analysis of beverage like wine, beer, and other liquid, and they can differentiate between different varieties and vintage, assess the impact of processing method, and even determine the authenticity of the premium beverage. So I just try to mention about the application of electronic tongue in your field in food industry. And then another application of electronics, also including the optimization of formulation. Food beverage companies can use the electronic tongue to develop and optimize product formulation by analyzing this preference and interaction between companies can create a product that align with consumer preference. Here is the element of flavor profile. In our research, we only knows about the five tastes, five basic tastes, including sourness, saltiness, bitterness, sweetness, and umami. So like spicy and texture is another aspect of profile of flavor in food. So it is important for us that the electronic tongues can generate detailed flavor profile by quantifying taste attributes such as sweetness, bitterness, and so on. As I mentioned before, the profile can aid in the understanding and characteristic of the product and guide the product development. Also, if we combine with another techniques with, for example, tandem with electronic nose, in conjunction with other electronic techniques like electronic nose and electronic tongue can contribute to aroma analysis. Of course, combining this and aroma data provide more comprehensive understanding of the product sensory attribute. This is important, I think, and not only in laboratory, but also in industry in the future. Also, I show you about another application of electronic tongue is to detect an adulteration. It means that electronic tongue can help identify adulteration or fraudulent practice in food and beverage. They can differentiate between authentic and counterfeit product by analyzing the taste pattern and chemical composition. Another application, of course, for processing, monitoring, and control, and also for dietary and nutritional analysis. I think a lot of application of electronic tongues, and my focus in our laboratory is not the application itself, but we develop the sensor itself and another main part of another main element of electronic tongue, including membrane for sensor development. So again, I invite all of you, if you are interested in this research, it's possible to make a collaboration. Okay, this is an overview of the evolution of the electronic tongues. As we can see here, we start the development of electronic tongues. Actually, it's not new. It starts from the 1985, the first multi-sensor application for liquid Otto and by Otto and Thomas, and then 1990s. First put benchtop experimental taste sensing system, and then 2000 global market commercialization is start. We call the benchtop electronic tongue, and then 2010 the application of hybrid electronic tongue and miniaturization of electronic tongues. So and then right now is assisted portable electronic tongues. So this is electronic tongue working principle. Yeah, a lot of paper try to make a description about the electronic tongue or working principle. Sometimes people compare with human tongues with the electronic tongue like this, for example. If we have a sample, and this is a sample, and people, it's easy to understand the taste. And for example, if we try to measure the taste, what about the saltiness, the sweetness, the bitterness, umami, and so on? It is easy for human, because a human has already trained by their experience before, and also in human tongues consists of more than 100 million sensors in our tongue, compared to the electronic tongue. Sometimes just include about 10 to 20 or maybe less than 20 of sensors. So it is totally different. But basically, by comparing our human tongues and the electronic tongue, I think it is possible to develop an electronic tongue by a very limited number of sensors. The sensor here is not a specific sensor. I mean that, for example, if the electronic tongue consists of 10 different sensors, it means that each sensor is not a specific sensor for detecting a specific substance. It is a global selectivity. I mean, each sensor, of course, show the specific taste, but also detect another taste. But the quality is the difference. Yeah? So we call that this is a global selectivity of electronic tongues. Of sensing unit, or we call the test sensors. So in here we have many test sensors, and our focus in my department, in my laboratory, we focus on development of the sensors itself. And then because we have many sensor and array, then we have a pattern result from the detection by each sensor. So then we can do something to extract the feature and so on. Then we classify using artificial intelligence, also statistical analysis and so on. So it will be easy. This is a comparison between electronic tongues and human tongues. So I think it will be easy for you. This is the explanation, and another. I want to repeat again the basic concept of electronic tongue. This is biological system. This is a human tongue, and this one is electronic tongue. We can compare here, and this is a tongue. This is the acquisition sensor array. I mentioned before that we use an array of a sensor. It means that we use more than one sensor with global selectivity. Okay, we don't use only one sensor, but in this case, we use global selectivity sensor to make a pattern like this. We eat some food, for example, and drink some juice, for example, and then our brain memorize, oh, this is typical of my experience juice, and so on. And this is easy for our brain, of course. But in this case, we can analyze by using geometric tools, including, as I mentioned before, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and so on. So the decision is like this one. This is very easy, I think, to understand. Yeah? Okay, I want to continue my talk. Yeah, this is in a commercial electronic tongue, just an example. Yeah, you know, that is in the commercial ones, but unfortunately, the price, this is very expensive for us. Yeah, very expensive. This is for industrial level, and yeah, at this moment we have no such kind of this machine, but we can develop a similar what we call similar performance. I want to show you. This is using the automatic what you call auto sampler like this ones. Yeah. The first electronic tongue that become valuable on market was constructed by this Professor Toko and co-workers from Kuwat University, and I learned a lot from him and his laboratory. So, and then as we can see here that the sensor is very big, and for some application we don't have enough sample. Sometimes, for example, in application of medical, we just need a small volume of blood, so it is not impossible using this kind of the sensor. So another development is using the sensor by using the solid state sensor like this. this one is different sensors and consists of combination between polymer and lipid, yeah, to differentiate between one and another sensors. This is another low-cost sensor, and at this moment, this kind of sensor is still in development, and with no commercial ones in the market at this moment. Okay. And then this is the main material for the sensor of electronic tanks. Consists of plasticizer. I'm not a chemist, but I have to use some material for development of the sensors. This is the main material for producing the membrane to make the membrane for specific or global selected to some tests, for example, that's combination between plasticizer and also lipid like this one, for example, TOPP, combined with the, for example, TOMA will result in detection for another test, for example. I don't want to discuss detail of the material, but we have all the material, and it is not expensive. It is very cheap for us to develop such kind of sensor. To develop the sensor, we have to make a membrane first, and this is a combination of this membrane. Okay. Another techniques to develop the sensor for smaller samples, a small volume of sample like this one. So this is also this is a membrane, lipid sensor membrane, and then inside of this this tube we have electrode to connect it to the system of data logger. This one, like this one. And it is another techniques. We have also developed this such sensor like this one, but at this moment we also develop pure all solid state sensor. I want to show you later. Another application is kind of the low cost sensor array for olive oil ethanolic extract. And this is application of our college from Portugal. We have also collaboration with this group. And another technique for describing the electronic tank we can see here. Start from the for example, when we have 10 sensor like this one, then we will have the N matrix for solution 1 and other 2 solution end, and we have the matrix of theta. Then we process with the econometric tools, or machine learning and many other artificial intelligence tools. Then we can select the most important subset of the sensor and so on. And the right-hand side is one of our publication with this collaboration with Portugal group, published in Journal of Food Measurement and Characterization. I want to show you later. And then after that, we process with, for example, non-supervised techniques and supervised techniques. And I think many researchers, many students in the Faculty of Agriculture Technology is also familiar with this analysis. And I don't want to discuss more detail in this case, but at this moment, we just to show you that from the acquisition from each sensor, and then combine with sample, and you can make a potentiometric or signals Then we finally has the conclusion. For example, it is a prediction, but we can also for not prediction, but also for differentiation. Yeah, this is a supervised learning. Okay, this is our first paper concerning the development of our sensor. As you can see here, that it is very simple instrument that we have developed at this moment, but we can show here that this is the direct product discrimination according to the mate type using electrochemical multi-sensor device coupled with chemometric tools. F is I'm not sure. F is N is natural and U is this one is UST. UST and natural and fermented substrate. This is a different test, and we differentiate exactly 100%. We can separate. So in this case, the accuracy is about 100%. We differentiate between data product discriminations. Okay, this is our milestone in developing our electronic tongue at this moment, and we were happy at this moment because we can publish in the Journal of Food Measurements and Characterization. Okay, before continuing my talk about the electronic tongue, I want to show you about sorry. I want to show you about the some papers related to an example of very just published paper in June, but it is not using the electronic tongue. We use the electronic nose here. We published in Science of Food, although we are from the physics department and our electrical department, but we try to publish in food science journals, and we are happy we can publish the rapid analysis of meat plus origin using supervised machine learning based electronic nose toward food authentication. It is also another topic, I think. Another lecture next time. It is also impossible to describe in this occasion. So you can learn here if you are interested in this research. Then we develop this very simple electronic tongue where we can differentiate the origin of the mid plus. Yeah, this is very simple, and we analyze, and another you can download because it's open access, so it is freely to access topics. Another one I want to show you. Another one. This is another example. It is not about electronic nose. It is not about electronic tongue, but it is about the sensor development, or chemical sensor development. This is the detection of 3-methylamine. Detection of 3-methylamine. 3-methylamine, like ammonia, it is indicators of the spoilage of the food, I think. This is also important in the case of food analysis in the future. And then we also develop another techniques. This is the detection of we call the ammonia. Ammonia is also interesting for detect it because it is also an indicator of food quality. And then, yeah, this is our another technique how to improve our sensors. Most of sensors that we have produced, and also some sensors commercial and market is not stable actually. Why? Because the membrane is not easy to recover of the sensor. So in that case, we developed the all solid state astringent test sensor using polypyrrole carbon black composition as ion electrons transducer. It is published in March 2023, just 4 months before. And this is the mechanism. I want to show you the mechanism of the sensor. So the innovation of our group, of my student, is about how to insert the polypyrrole carbon black here, and this black one here, to the head of the sensor. And this effect is very phenomenal because the sensor is stable, more stable compared to the previous one, or compared to another commercial sensors, similar commercial sensor. This is the mechanism of the sensor. Why? By adding the polypyrrole carbon black layer, we can improve the stability. And the stability is very important because when we use the sensors many times with the same sample, it should be in the same response and the same what do you call the number of result of detection should be the same. But in practical, it is not easy. So it is our innovation. Just adding this layer, then we can improve the stability and reusability. Linearity is also improved, selectivity, long-term stability, and also reproducibility and very simple fabrication. This is research in my field is I think it's easy because we just developed such kind of sensor like this one compared to the reference electrodes. Then we just create some membrane with different techniques and also different composition. This will be result in good product and publication, I think. This is an example of my I can see you here, maybe here, so we can this one is this is a result of the this is after adding the polypyrrole carbon black layer, and this one is without carbon black and polypyrrole layers, this one. So we can see that it's totally different of the stability and reproducibility and repeatability of the sensors is totally different. And also we try to test with other gases in environment, and also the light is also stable, and we can compare here. You can compare here the sensor with and without carbon black is also very, very different. LPM means the lipid polymer membrane. Lipid polymer. Yeah, total difference. And then I come back to this topic. We also here we can improve significantly the capacitance of the sensors. And this is very high. compared to without polypyrrole carbon black addition. This one is voltammetric measurement, then capacitance is very low, and the improvement by adding the layers of polypyrrole carbon black is improved. Also here, this one is polypyrrole effect of polypyrrole carbon black addition. This is about the on and off of the sample to the sensors. Yeah, this is another example, and I want to show you the type of this. This is the image of the sensors. Yeah, little bit different because it is not clear about the structure and the surface structure of the sensors, measured by using the scanning electron microscope. And then finally, we also report about the stability for the time. This is 90s. It's not changes actually. Yeah, small changes, but it is still acceptable for us. We call this is a staple of the sensors. And actually, we have no report of the sensor commercially or other sensor before that this is a staple like this one. So yeah, this is our technique how to make a sensor to be stable. It's important in this case. Yeah. And this one is also repeatability of the sensors also measured, and I think this is also stable in this case. And right now we have already submit our another paper for more improvement of the sensors. Sorry, I try to close. Yeah, right now we have another paper still related to how to more improvement of the sensors for electronic tank in the future. So this is also another challenge for us. And again, if you are interested in this research, you can call me and join us. Okay, another. This is also our research. It's a very simple research with the potentiometric lipid membranes based electronic tank for classification of mean NT by principal combinations. Yeah, this is our undergraduate student research with 3 months from another university, come to my lab and then work together and result in such kind of publication. Yeah. This is very easy also. And then we also published another this electronic tanks for some application reported by another researchers and the electronic tank system for classification of genuine and false anis, for example. And then again, still electronic tanks and expand test sensing multi-channel sensor for with global selectivity. So global selectivity is very important here. Yeah, global selectivity is very important. It is different from pH sensors. We measure the pH of the solution, we just detect the H plus ions. But here, this is not a simple ions. It is a complex ion. So we use the global selectivity. Okay, this is another information. Oh yeah, regarding our Pak Anggara, we still have time for presentation?
Yes, maybe 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay,
more.
okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. Because my matter is still a lot. Okay, then this is regarding. Sorry, this is regarding our publication in And another, I mentioned before about the genus C19. We published in, I think, very high impact journal with impact factor right now is around 15.9, I think. Yeah, this is a group of natures, and we published that the publication is to prove that the concept of scientific is can be can support the product of the system. And this is another publication that we published regarding the our product of electronic nose electronic risk for COVID-19 detection. And also this is another publication in COVID-19 detection, still genus, and published in Artificial Intelligence in Medicine with impact factor more than 7 or 8 impact factors. Yeah, this is an information about our research and related to the not all about the food, but many applications. Okay, I want to continue with my presentation. Yeah, sorry. Wow, we start again from here. We focus here. Yeah, this is material, and then here. Oh, you can also download our paper here. It is the most simple techniques and analysis of detecting our discrimination outside the product by using the first our electronic tongue. Okay, and we also develop or applied the electronic tongue in another application like kopi luwak. You know that kopi luwak is a very expensive coffee compared to another grade of coffee right now. And then it is important to make some authentication method that it's easy and also applied in the field. So compared to kopi luwak from Arabica sipet coffee bean, compared to high grade Arabica coffee bean, then we tested here. Yeah, then we have another pattern, and then pattern to be analyzed using the electronics. So the first step of the analysis using chronometric or another technique of artificial intelligence is using the feature extraction first. So we have to extract the feature of sensor response, all sensor response, and then we have to feature selection. The selection means that which pattern should be used for training and testing and so on. And finally, is a pattern recognition. It's also a 3-step of analyze the sensor response in the array of electronic tongues. I want to show you the result is like this one. But unfortunately, we still prepare the manuscript. We have not published this data, but it is still in preparation of our manuscript. This is an example. We want to I want to differentiate each sample, and this is kopi luwak Arabica sipet coffee bean, and then this is the Java coffee bean, and there's another Java coffee bean, and another Java coffee bean with from the same plantation, and from the plantation PTPN trailer in East Java. So it is very easy, but if we continue our analysis using another techniques, we can differentiate exactly. This is a kopi luwak area. This is training test, and it is a testing test. And this one is a non-dua cafe, including all the 5 high-grade cafe, and we can separate it 100% accurate. So if we compare here that this one is a training test and testing, we can separate 100% between this is a luwak, I think. This is non-luwak cafe. This is a luwak cafe. This is the difference. Then the accuracy is almost 100%. It's very interesting, I think. Then and another techniques how to use the electronic tanks and just for authentication of Zamzam water. You know that the Zamzam water is very important for Muslim. It comes from the Mecca in Saudi Arabia, and it's very expensive in Indonesia, of course. One bottle of 5 liters is more than 500,000 here. But sometimes the label is Zamzam water, but the water is not Zamzam water. It is the common water. So it is important. And I tried to check. This is Zamzam water. This is Zamzam water, and M1 is a mineral water in some markets, and M2 is also mineral water, and by different combined stores, and this is the distillated water. So from here it is easy to detect the authentication of the Zamzam water. Is very easy to just need about 1 or 2 minutes. We can result in this case. The question is why the electronic tank is able to detect the Zamzam water, for example, because the content of the mineral in most water is not the same. As for example, like this one, M1 is the same brand of the mineral water. I don't want to show you the brand, but it is consistent. Yeah, this is consistent compared to another brands that is not consistent, and maybe the quality is lower than the first one. This is also a problem in this our consumption here. But I don't want to show you that this is such a brand that is you have to drink this brand of the water, the mineral water. So this is we're still in preparation of the manuscript for publication also. And this is a differentiation with, this is Zamzam water. Yeah, this is Zamzam water, and this is non-Zamzam water. And training and test is also collected here. Just we use the 2 sensors like this one. I mean the sensor number 11 and 15 is a representation of more than, I think we use at this time about 16 sensors, but the combination between sensor number 11 and number 15 is able to differentiate between Zamzam water and not Zamzam water, like this one. And we add another sample or distillated water, then we can separate it 3 samples, 3 type of samples using the linear discriminant analysis. So we can see that the accuracy of this system is almost 100%. Okay. Another application of electronic tongue is also for diagnostic of SMA. SMA is spinal muscular atrophy. We detect from the blood and plasma and I don't know, because this is we are working with medical doctors and hospital close to the Universitas Gadjah Mada, and right now we support by the funding support by the international company, still in progress of the trial, and actually a lot of application of electronic nose and electronic tongue, including the odor and test sensor. This is also important. How to make sure that the quality of the animal food is also stable and also standards. It's also it is important also to make a detection. But if you use human to analyze directly with his tongue or his nose, it is very expensive, I think. This is you can check here the in the website. Also the coffee and another application and another product of deodorant and also the test of food. Okay. This is our collaboration with IPP Portugal. IPP not Institute Pertanian Bogor, but it is Institute Polytechnic Bragança in Portugal. We visit first in 2016, and this is the machine in electronic tongues and our collaborators. Like the circuit, very expensive. The totally, if we calculate the price in Indonesia, is around 2 billion. 2 billion. And then we visit 3 years later, and then we donate the machines. So some students right now use our machines in this laboratory, and right now we still make a collaboration and close data publication and so on. Okay, then we also invite and working together with the agricultural quarantine agency like this one to develop specific sensors. I mean, for electronic tongue for detection of disease in animal. This is very important also in agriculture, and they are students from come from the agricultural quarantine agency in Indonesia. As you know that we have more than 130 agencies in Indonesia, so a lot of possible to collaborate together. Okay, then and this is not in the case of my another research. This next commercial products, as I mentioned before, we developed the electronic tongues and the electronic nose, but we also developed the lensless electronic eyes. This is also for me it is interesting because we can use this kind of electronic eyes like this. The following slide, we developed another technique how to make this one an example. Very simple of our automatic sample to help the laboratory staff and testing of sample. This is the example. Okay, and then we try to show you another publication of us. This is related to the eye, electronic eye, non-mechanical parafocal and autofocus features based on wave propagation distribution and lens-free microscopy. You can learn here that we can track, we can do the cell tracking by using this device. The device is very small. It's around 5 centimeter in height, so it is very small. So it is still in progress, and you can also do long-term cell observation and cell sorting or classification in this case. So again, combine between sensor and artificial intelligence is powerful to develop some device and application such as in food analysis and so on. Yeah, this is our collaborator with Germany institution. And then yeah, this is another history of our electronic nose to be Genus C19. We produce, as I mentioned before, more than 5,000 machines. This is inside of these machines, and we have no summarize. Yeah, this is I think this is all of my talk. If you have any question, you can write in the chat box, or you can orally directly to ask to me. Thank you very much for your attention, and Pak Anggoro, the time is yours to moderate.
Thank you very much, Prof. Kuwat Triyana, for your very interesting and comprehensive and also informative information. And now we come to the second subsession for the question and answer. So I will give the opportunity first for the student. Student, if you have question, please, or you can raise your hand, or you can also write your question in the chat room. Okay, is there any question? Okay, maybe I will start the question, Pak Kuwat. Yeah, I saw your presentation. You saw us both electronic nose and also electronic tongue. In your opinion, which one is the most applicable for our field? Yeah, food analysis, for example, and why?
Yeah, thank you very much for your very interesting questions, Pak Anggoro. I think food optimism is applicable for your field, especially for food analysis. It will be more accurate if we want to know the test profile. For example, you can combine between test and order of the samples. It will be more comprehensive of understanding the profile of your test profile of your sample, I think. So I suggest you to just put together.
Thank you, Pak Kuwat. Do both of the instrument has a similar sensor, or they have
totally different sensor?
Totally
different sensor. Yeah.
Yeah.
The electronic nose use the gas sensor, but the electronic tongue use test sensors. Both of them are chemical sensor, but the sample is totally different. I mean, the gas sensor is the gas, although it is from the liquid sample on the solid sample that you have to make evaporation to have the gases to be detected in the electronic nose. But in the case of the liquid sample, you can easily to use the electronic tongue, because just to just use this electronic and the solution is directly. It is very simple. The promising one is about no preparation before detection. It is also important for us. Yeah, this is a promotion, not really the scientific point of view.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another student.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Is there any question from students or from other participants? You may raise your hands here. Yeah. This is one question from Nuraldin. Yeah. Thank you, Prof. Kuwat, Triyana, for your wonderful presentation. Regarding to the electronic tongue system, doesn't stock foods affect the accuracy and reliability of taste sensing? If so, what to do to minimize the impact of storage related changes on the taste sensing result?
Sorry, can you repeat more clear? I didn't understand.
Yeah. So regarding the electronic tongue system, does the stock food affect the accuracy and reliability of taste sensing?
Yeah.
If yes,
I think not effect, but we can use the electronic tongue to differentiate the food food spoilage process. I think, for example, when you store the food in environment or an uncontrollable environment, then you can monitor the changes of the taste of flavor using electronic tongue. I think it is possible. Not about the accuracy itself. It is about the possibility to use the electronic tongue for monitoring the food spoilage process. I think it is also interesting. I think.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Kuwat. Ini, I hope the answer. I hope it's already answered the question from Nuraldin. Yeah, we also have the second question, Pak Kuwat here, from Mr. Rangga Saputra. Yeah, so I will read it for you. Good morning, Prof. Kuwat. Thank you for your delightful and informative presentation. It is nice to know other new technology, especially for sensory tests. Yeah, maybe what he means is sensory analysis. Yeah, yeah. And so I want to ask about e-tongue itself. Does this device is already proper to use in sensory tests or sensory analysis, especially to replace the panelists? The humans who are expert in the sensory test. And if it's available, does the result of sensory test can be used to design the product that fit into the customer value? So please, Pak Kuwat.
Thank you very much for the very interesting question. Yes, we usually, not usually, we often compare our result with the panel's test. It's possible. For example, if we want to check the taste of coffee, for example, then it is a lot of panelist sensory test of human for coffee, but another product of food, I think, is still difficult. So in that case, yeah, the result is sometimes different, and sometimes is not exactly the same, but almost similar, almost the same. I mean, you know that when we met some sensory panelists in Universitas Gadjah Mada, maybe in 2017, we met them and we test together the taste of the coffee, many coffee sample, and we make a differentiation. The result is a small bit difference between electronic tongue detection and the human panelist test in this moment. I'm not so which one is better and which one is yeah, not correct, because I remember when we worked together more than I'm sure maybe more than 15 human panelists people, human panelist sensoric people, I think. They also have different results. Yeah. From more than 15 human panelist sensorics people is not exactly result in the same conclusions. So also the electronic tongue also compare is also among them is some of them is similar, some of them is different. I'm not sure, but at this moment it's still difficult to make commercial one because it's still in different. As I mentioned before, the problem in the electronic tongue and previous one is about the stability of the sensors. Stability and also the repeatability of the sensor is also a problem. So hopefully, after improving the sensor with high stability and high repeatability, we can again and again compare to human panelist sensoric people, I think. This is my answer, Pak Anggoro.
Okay, thank you, Pak Kuwat. Very interesting answer. Maybe I will continue with one question from me. Yeah, because your last statement is the stability of the sensor is very important. So could you explain how you and your team ensure the reliability of the sensor? Is there any, for example, pre-requirement for the sample before it can be tested with this electronic tongue, for example?
Yeah. Okay, thank you. The main problem of electronic tongue sensor is about the membrane, I think. Another part of the sensor is no problem, but the membrane is the problem because the preparation of the membrane is also influence the performance of the sensor itself. Yeah. So at this moment, as I mentioned before in our papers, that we improve the sensor stability and reproducibility and also the robustness by inserting the polypyrrole carbon black layers inside on the membrane, so it can be improved the sensor. Yeah, another technique is still in progress, Pak Anggoro, but we still in research with my students to improve the stability of the sensor. And in case of the similar sensor, and not in the market, but reported by many researchers and over the world, I think when we try to test, it is not a stable one, and it is not a repeatable one. So we have to improve this one. I mean, when I visited Portugal, then I bring their sensor and testing in Indonesia. Then we conclude that, oh, this is not a good sensor. I mean, because we use the sensor for detecting today and tomorrow and yesterday's, sometimes little bit difference of the measurement result, but the reason our research resulted in the more stable when we use the sensor for detecting the same sample yesterday, today, and tomorrow, and so on. It will be the similar ones, almost the same, not exactly the same, almost the same. This is our effort to improve the sensor at this moment.
Okay, thank you very much, Pak Kuat, for answering all the question clearly and also sharing your research result. That's very interesting and inspiring for our youngest scientists here and students, from various country as the participant of this summer course. Maybe for the the end of this session, we will end this session. Thank you very much again. Let me highlight the points from this session. The first one is function of human sensor, such as nose, our nose and our tongue, usually used for or can be used for the food analysis. And this function can be mimicked with the electronic instrument equipped with reliable sensor with global selectivity. And one of the most important in developing instrument is how to develop sensor with high stability. And the use of this instrument, of course, also require chemometrics and also artificial intelligence techniques to get the accurate result. And the other important thing is the cost. The cost for the electronic instrument can also be reduced from your presentation. One way that can be used is with the development of let's say local membrane and local sensor development. And this is what you and your team do for now and for the future, of course. Thank you again for sharing with us in this session, Prof. Kuwat
Welcome,
Triyana.
Pak. You're welcome.
And as our appreciation for your sharing, we will have some certification for you. This is from our dean to you as also as a dean. So the committee, could you please show the certificate to Pak Kuwat Triyana?
Thank you, Pak Anggoro.
Thank you, Pak Kuwat. This is from our dean, Prof. Eni Harmayani. Thank you again for your sharing with us in this session. And I will give the time back to the Master of Ceremony. So thank you, Pak Kuwat.
Thank you, welcome, Pak Anggoro and students. And I invite you to collaborate with us in the future.
Thank you, Pak Kuwat. So please, Mas Rian and Mbak Amel.
Okay, once again, thank you so much for Mr. Kuwat and Mr. Anggoro who had led the discussion before. It was a thoughtful and incredible session. So after this, we will give the appreciation certificate to Mr. Anggoro. So the operator, please to show the certificate to Mr. Anggoro. Okay, so this is the certificate that will be given by the director of the 5th Smart Agro-Industry Summer Course Program, Mr. Makbul Hajat, Sarjana Teknologi Pertanian, Magister Engineering PhD, to Mr. Anggoro. So due to the absence of Mr. Makbul, so the certificate will be given by Symbolize. Thank you, Mr. Anggoro.
Okay. I would like to remind the operator to stop the recording. Also, before the session